former British Olympic swimmer, Sharron Davies, 59, has called for all sports to follow FINA, as they place a ban on trans women who have experienced any part of male puberty from their races. Sharron has admitted she is proud of the support and is calling for other associations to pick it up, including other sports in the Olympics, to adopt the policy. The World Swimming governing body, FINA, announced a new policy yesterday that trans women who have experienced any part of male puberty can no longer enter female events. Soon after, Sharron made her opinion on the new rule public, having previously thrown her support behind the issue. She said, "I am so proud of FINA for at last being the first to be brave enough to stand up for female athletes. I think what cycling has done is disgraceful. They have basically said they are happy for female athletes to compete with a disadvantage. I'm afraid that is not acceptable in a world where we don't believe in sex discrimination," she told Sportsmail. The new policy comes following a Congress meeting with the Extraordinary General Congress, where members heard a report from a transgender task force. Among those to speak at Congress included American Summer Sanders and Australia's current Olympic champion Kate Campbell. The finalized rule states that any trans athlete must have completed their transition by the age of 12. This was passed with a majority of 71% from 152 FINA members and comes into force today. FINA will also establish an open category for swimmers whose gender identity is different from their birth sex. Speaking about the decision, the governing board's executive director Brant Nowitzki said, "FINA's approach in drafting this policy was comprehensive, science-based and inclusive, and, importantly, emphasized competitive fairness." President Hussein Al-Musallam added, "We have to protect the rights of our athletes to compete, but we also have to protect competitive fairness at our events, especially the women's category at FINA competitions." The debate over transgenders in sports began earlier this year when Lia Thomas became known as the first transgender swimmer to win the highest U.S. national college title. The 20-year-old won the women's 500-yard freestyle, having previously swam for the men's team in Pennsylvania. She previously competed for 3 seasons with the men's team before starting hormone replacement therapy in 2019. Lia had stated that her aim was to qualify for the Paris Olympics in 2024. However, FINA's new policy bans the young swimmer from racing against women at the Games or any other international sporting events. Sharron continued, "It's the first victory and an extremely important one. I can't tell you how hard it has been. I have hardly worked for 3 years because the trans activists made my life hell. But I was so determined because nobody stood up for my generation way back in the 70s and 80s. I was absolutely determined another generation wasn't going to deal with that. Today's swimmers will be relieved."